You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. It's a battle of two NL Central teams, the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. Jack Flaherty, one of the league's top pitchers, against one of the league's top hitters, and Kris Bryant. This game coming up next. Here's Jack Flaherty on the mound for the Cardinals. Not great numbers as compared to last year, but still decent. 6-5 is his record in 14 starts. He has a .358 ERA. Also struck out 82 hitters. And leading off for the Cubs in this game will be Kris Bryant. .277 average with 14 home runs and 31 RBIs. He's close to securing a spot for the All-Star game, but he's falling just short. He's fourth overall for third baseman and All-Star voting in the National League. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. That's upstairs, counts 1-0, and that's how this ball game begins. So the Cardinals enter play with a 38-32 record. They're first in the NL Central, and well, the NL Central, to say the least, hasn't been too competitive this year. The Cardinals are the only team in the division with a winning percentage over .500. Now the Cubs are second best in the National League Central. They're 34-37. They're 4.5 games back of the Cardinals. Counts 2-1. Both of these teams won one World Series in the last decade. The Cardinals won in 2011. Also made it to the World Series in 2013 and lost to the Red Sox. The Cubs made it to the World Series and won it in 2016. And made playoffs from 2015 to 2018. The Cardinals, for the first half of the 2010s, were a perennial playoff team. They kind of dropped off toward the end, but made playoffs in 2019 and made it to the championship series. So they look like they're on an upswing, especially leading the division early this year. Kris Bryant strikes out swinging. That's out number one. And with that, Anthony Rizzo will come to the plate. Rizzo, the first baseman of the Cubs, also the reigning Gold Glove Award winner among first basemen in the National League. Numbers aren't too strong this year so far. .237 hitter with 9 home runs and 25 RBIs. Made his debut with the San Diego Padres back in 2011. Played his first full season with the Cubs in 2012, and he's been a generational first baseman for them. Two ball, no strike pitch. That's fouled off, count 2-1. Also the infield, although you can't see them, the infield's exaggerated to the right. They're anticipating Rizzo to pull the ball. That's fouled off. And that evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. This game just getting underway. 2-2 pitch. Ooh! That hit him. Looked like he got him on the hamstring. It looked like he turned around and let it hit the back side of himself, but where exactly did that hit? Ooh! Got him in the soft spot. So 1 out, a runner on first base. Here's Yadier Molina. .299 average, also slugging .456. The cover athlete of MLB The Show 20, which is our only sponsor on this channel because these games are literally and sponsored by MLB The Show 20. We couldn't put these broadcasts on without such great simulating capabilities from MLB The Show 20. But Baez, the cover athlete, definitely improved over the years. Started out as a free swinging rookie, had great power potential, but not enough discipline, and he's turned himself into a more disciplined hitter, which has helped him in the average department, but didn't display discipline there. He strikes out quickly against Flaherty. And it's 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. And now the cleanup hitter coming to the plate, Kyle Schwarber. Typical numbers for Schwarber, 253 average, 10 home runs, and 34 RBIs. The Cubs under new management this season. David Ross played for the Cubs to end his career and win the World Series with them in 2016. Now the manager in his first season. Joe Madden, former manager, most recent manager, now managing the Los Angeles Angels back in the American League. Into right field, that will get down. Fowler will play it. Rizzo stops at third, and into second is Schwarber with a 2-out double. That puts both runners in scoring position. It's a well-struck ball. Yeah, left right over the middle of the plate by Flaherty, and Schwarber took advantage. Now here's Wilson Contreras. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Contreras on the road hitting much better than at home, so the numbers favor him in this matchup against the Cardinals. First pitch called a strike, counts 0-1. On the ground foul, the count's quickly 0-2. I saw Rick Bradford in our live chat mention that this was supposed to be the London series. Of course, we can't simulate London stadiums in MLB The Show 20, so we apologize for that. But just how things roll. The Yankees and White Sox series at the Field of Dreams in Iowa, that's also going to get canceled. That was a game I was looking forward to watching. Just an unfortunate time for literally the entire world. But Wilson Contreras strikes out. Jack Flaherty works around a couple runners in scoring position. No runs on, 1 hit and 2 left on for the Cubs. Going to the bottom of the first, it's the Cubs 0 and the Cardinals coming to bat. Here's Tyler Chatwood. He's on the mound for the Cubs. 2-2 in 11 starts and has an ERA north of 5, close to 6 actually, 5.88. A whip of 1.69. Has walked 30 batters this season while striking out 41. He's a young pitcher on this Cubs team. Tyler Chatwood and Jarrell Cotton are both in the rotation for the Cubs as younger, not as established arms when you talk about other pitchers like Kyle Hendricks, Yu Darvish, and John Lester, who have regularly graced the Cubs rotation over the last few seasons. But John Lester is not in the rotation. That's the primary reason why Jarrell Cotton's in, because Lester fractured his arm a couple weeks ago and he's on the injured list. Fowler grounded out. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Cardinals. No new names, but Paul Goldschmidt batting third. We'll talk about him when he comes up to the plate, but for a man who fell short of several MVP awards in his career with the Diamondbacks and having an off year last year in his first year with the Cardinals, he's putting up MVP numbers and he's competing for a triple crown. That's Paul Goldschmidt, but here's Kolten Wong at the plate. Kolten Wong won the Gold Glove Award for second baseman in the National League last season. Kolten Wong has been around the Cardinals his entire career. He made his debut in 2013. He was a part of the team that went to the World Series. He's always been known for being a plus runner. Has had some inconsistencies with other aspects of his game, but last year broke out defensively with a Gold Glove. Has some pop in his bat as well. Definitely makes for a good number 2 hitter. Grounded towards second. Descalso to Rizzo. And that's out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Tyler Chatwood in the bottom of the first. And here comes Paul Goldschmidt. And while he steps up to the plate, here's every category that he's toward the top of in the National League. He leads the National League with a .374 batting average. He's second in total hits with 95. Tied for 7th in doubles with 19. Is second in home runs, 3 behind Ronald Acuna Jr. He has 24. Paul Goldschmidt has 66 RBIs. That leads the National League. I mean, he's been a great player, but he's putting up dangerously high numbers this season. He grounds out on one pitch to Chatwood. After one full inning, it's the Cubs 0 and the Cardinals 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Coming into the second inning, Jason Hayward will lead off. Hayward spent the 2015 season with the Cardinals before signing a mega deal with the Cubs in the 2015-16 offseason and then winning a World Series with them. But Hayward became an established player in his rookie season in 2010. In his first Major League at-bat, he hit a home run and put up consistent numbers up until the point where he played for the Cubs. He's always been consistent defensively, but his numbers since coming to the Cubs have not been great. And that's yielded a lot to criticize him for maybe being one of the worst contracts signed by a team in free agent history. Just in the sport of baseball, not generalizing every sport. But he's struggled offensively since being with the Cubs. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Ian Happ's on deck. 3-2 coming to the the Cubs right fielder. Got him. Swung late at that fastball. 94 from Jack Flaherty. It's his 4th strikeout through 1 1/3 innings. And with 1 out, Ian Happ will come to the plate. But watch this again. Look how slow it looked like Hayward's bat was coming through the zone. Just a challenge me fastball, and challenge failed for the hitter. Now here's Ian Happ. Takes ball 1 inside. Happ, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. A versatile player, can play the middle infield positions and also well equipped to be in any position that the outfield holds. He's starting this game in center field. Ground ball right side. Paul Goldschmidt steps on the bag. 2 quick outs for Jack Flaherty in the top of the second. The Cubs got a couple runners in scoring position last inning, but failed to score. Now Jack Flaherty seems to have settled in. He got 2 quick outs in this top of the second inning. Now here's Daniel Descalso. Chopped foul, the count 0-1. Daniel Descalso, another former Cardinal. He was a middle infielder with them when they went to the World Series in 2013. He's also played for the Diamondbacks in his career, but with Addison Russell not being present on the Cubs team as of last season, Descalso's been a middle infielder that the Cubs have needed, an established middle infielder. Not great numbers, not too consistent, but he's a good veteran to have in the lineup and versatile in playing middle infield positions. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the second, no score at Busch Stadium. That's popped into the air. Kolten Wong seems to have a play. Fowler backs off. Wong makes the play. The top of the second inning comes to a close. No runs on, no hits, and nobody left on for the Cubs in the top of the second. Moving to the bottom of the second. Still no score. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Cardinals right now. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Paul DeYoung, the cleanup hitter, steps in. He'll be followed by Matt Carpenter and Tommy Edmund. Thank you for pointing that out, Rick Bradford. I wasn't too aware that Descalso had played the 2011 World Series as well. I'd studied some more classic 1980, 1990 World Series before, but I watched the 2011 World Series live, and I watched when the Cardinals won it, but I couldn't remember who exactly was on the roster. But Descalso's always been a core player. That's one of the reasons why the Cubs signed him, and the reason why he was part of the Diamondbacks, too, for a few seasons. DeYoung down on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count's even 2-2. DeYoung, a .240 hitter this season. Facing Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood got through the first inning quickly, and you see there he's just over 10 pitches in the second inning. Ball struck, fly ball out to right center field. Hayward able to run it down. So that's out number one. And with that, the number 5 hitter comes to the plate for the Cardinals, Matt Carpenter. Carpenter was benched for a bit. He had been injured and then got taken out of the lineup because the Cardinals lineup was producing well, but a few players got cold, so Carpenter earned his spot back. He bats 5th and plays third base against right-handed starting pitchers. And his numbers have increased starting at the end of May and now heading into mid-June. You see there he's a .281 hitter. He also has 10 home runs and 27 RBIs. Carpenter struggled slightly last season. He was a player who, when he first came up, he hit for average and still had a bit of pop in his bat, but there was a certain point in his career, it was a few seasons ago, where he changed his game from hitting for average to selling out on power, and it did increase his power numbers, but it also sacrificed his average. Be that as it may, he's still one of the more feared hitters in the National League. And he's a core piece of this Cardinals team. The count's full 3-2. The pitch from Chatwood. High fly ball. Pulled toward right field. Hayward gives up on it, and it does land it in the seats. So the count remains full 3-2. Three ball, 2-strike pitch. That's foul, and the count's still full 3-2. This plate appearance being prolonged. Ooh, got him to chase that breaking ball. Contreras will have to complete the strikeout. Throw to Rizzo as well in time, and there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the second. With that, Tommy Edmund will come to the plate. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Made his debut last season and did fairly well. This season, though, numbers have dropped a bit. .232 average entering play, though his RBI total is 3rd on the Cardinals team. 1 ball, no strike pitch. That's fouled off, the count even 1-1. Edmund naturally a shortstop, but when he came up, he played third base more often than not. And now in this game, he's starting in left field. He's a versatile player, and he's a bat the Cardinals want in the lineup, so and he's not that much of a defensive liability either. So they put him wherever he fits in, and he gets to hit. Strikes out on that at bat, though, and that ends the second inning. No runs on no hits, and nobody left on for the Cardinals after 2 full innings. No score here at Busch Stadium. Cubs coming up to bat in the top of the third, and look how quick that was. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 9-1-2 hitters do it for the Cubs. In this top of the third inning, Tyler Chatwood, Kris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo. Chatwood, a 154 hitter, which isn't too bad for a pitcher. He's had an 8-year career. Started it with the Rockies and now pitching for the Cubs. Chatwood has earned himself a consistent starting spot in the rotation, though his numbers haven't been too great. He has an ERA of 5.88 entering today. It doesn't limit runs, but the Cubs trusting him enough to knock out quality starts. Two-one pitch. Swing and a miss, counts 2-2. But Chatwood this year has 2 quality starts, and he has 2 wins and 2 losses. Fouls that pitch off. And he'll make Jack Flaherty throw 1 more pitch. At least 1 more. That's flared down the right field line, and that's foul, so the count's still 2-2. Good plate appearance put together by Chatwood so far. And discipline there. He takes that slider outside. So the count full 3-2. It's a sin to walk the opposing pitcher, but it's even more troublesome if it's the leadoff walk. Goldschmidt able to make the play in foul territory, so Chatwood is extinguished. That's out number one, and here is a graphic of the National League Central standings. As mentioned before, the Cardinals, the only team with a winning percentage over 500. The Cubs are second in the division, 4.5 games back of the Cardinals, and every other team not doing well. And there are a few American League teams, like the Cleveland Indians, for example, that would lead the National League Central or be close to the Cardinals if they were in a different division. And speaking of the AL Central, it's been tough with the Twins just setting the baseball world on fire in May and June. But here's Kris Bryant. He's 0 for 1. Flaherty up to 40 pitches now, and the count's 0-1 on Bryant. Bryant won the National League Rookie of the Year award in 2015 and then won the Most Valuable Player award in 2016.
Ball, that's out.
Counts even 1-1. Has had a consistent bat, puts up consistent power numbers. Has been the foundational third baseman of the Cubs team that has had so much success from 2015 to 2018. Team that's looking to turn things around after not making playoffs for the first time in 4 years after last season. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. That's fouled off. Count's still even 2-2. A big part of the Cubs' collapse, too, started in 2018. I read a statistic that the Cubs were leading in the NL Central that year from either June or July, but one of those dates. And they had the lead all the way up until the last day. They lost, the Brewers won. It forced a divisional tiebreaker, and the loser of that game went to the wild card game, and the Cubs ended up losing the wild card game to the Rockies. So it was a tough road for the Cubs in 2018, and they didn't make playoffs in 2019, but that pitch hit the left field, and that'll go foul. That was close to being a home run, but count still full 3-2. But a rough road for the Cubs, and of course they're trying to turn it around and establish themselves again as a National League threat. Although nobody but the Cardinals so far is succeeding in that in this NL Central division. Just not a feared division anymore.
Ball 4, pitch is down.
That's ball 4. 1-out walk issued to Kris Bryant.
The first baseman, number 44.
And with that, Anthony Rizzo will come to the plate. Rizzo, 237 hitter. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance. So nothing on his stat line changed from the first time he came to the plate. But he's facing Jack Flaherty for the second time this game. Here comes Flaherty's 50th pitch. Counts 0-1. Rizzo in his career against Flaherty, 10 for 20 with 3 home runs. I'd say he's done pretty well. 0-1. Breaking ball inside, counts even 1-1. I'll take you back, too, to a time when the NL Central was a competitive division in 2015. Now I remember talks that the Cardinals and the Pirates were baseball's newest and best rivalry, and how they would compete with each other for years to come. And then in 2016, neither the Cardinals nor the Pirates made playoffs. The Cubs won the division and went on to win the World Series. It seems like the Cubs came out of nowhere from 2014 to 15 and being a feared team, and then were the best team in baseball in 2016 and then won it all. Play made by DeYoung. Anthony Rizzo just popped out. And now with 2 outs, that'll bring up Yadier Molina, the number 3 hitter. He struck out in the first inning and has gone 0 for 5 in this series. But the NL Central, once the best division in baseball, held the 3 best records in all of Major League Baseball, not just the National League. Cardinals had the best record. The Pirates won 98 games, and the Cubs had won 97. And now the NL Central can only produce 1 team with a winning percentage over 500. It's just baffling how time changes things and how organizations shifts so quickly in a matter of years. 1 ball, no strike pitch. Inside, counts 2-0. Also, this is the series finale of a 3-game series between these two teams. No, I lied. I'm sorry, this was supposed to be the London set. This is a 2-game set, and the Cardinals won yesterday 8-3. This is game 2 of 2 games. Three ball, no strike pitch. That's a strike, counts 3-1. Well, Flaherty's gotten his pitch count up. Still hasn't given up a run, but pitched out of 2 runners being in scoring position in the first inning. Pitched a clean second, but a blemish here in the third, and the inning not quite over yet. 3-1. That's fouled off, and now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the third. Rizzo expected to run on the pitch. That's Bryant on first base, excuse me, but he's expected to run on the pitch. There goes Bryant. And a sharp line drive caught by Paul DeYoung at shortstop. That ends the top of the third inning. No runs on no hits. 1 walk in the inning and 1 runner left on base for the Cubs after 2.5 innings. It's the Cubs 0 and the Cardinals 0, and I am neither 3 of those gentlemen. My name is Nicholas Callis, and this is not an MLB The Show 20 broadcast. This is a Major League Baseball Virtual Network broadcast. This game is brought to you, though, by MLB The Show 20. And as we come to the bottom of the third inning, 7, 8, 9 hitters are due up in the Cardinals order. Yadier Molina, Harrison Bader, and then Jack Flaherty in the pitcher spot. Counts no balls and 1 strike on Yadier Molina. Won several gold gloves at the catcher position in his career. He's had some good offensive years as well, but most known for his defense. He's been the foundational catcher for this Cardinals team for a number of years. Spent 16 seasons in the big leagues. He's been a starting catcher for most of them and has spent his entire career with the Cardinals. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Got him swinging. That's out number 1. Tyler Chatwood now with 3 strikeouts.
Batting 8, the center fielder, Harrison Bader.
And just got him to chase low and inside. Pitch was moving a bit too. So with 1 out, here's Harrison Bader. 251 hitter with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs.
Off the plate, ball 1.
But his offensive numbers are not why he's in the starting lineup. He's one of the fastest runners in Major League Baseball, and he's able to prowl a large center field here at Busch Stadium. A great defensive outfielder, a plus runner, not great on offense, but saves a lot of runs by having the range that he does as a center fielder. 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. That's on the ground. Diving stop by Kris Bryant, but he won't have a successful play. And that's the Cardinals' first hit of the game. Well, a great effort by Kris Bryant. The only way he might have been able to throw Bader out was if he came up with that cleanly. As Flaherty shows bunt and pops it up. It almost went over the head of Rizzo, but he's able to make the catch. So a failed sacrifice attempt there from Flaherty. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the third. And the top of the order is coming back up. Here's Dexter Fowler. Fowler struggling this year. .224 average with 4 home runs and 23 RBIs. And he's 0 for 1 in this game against Chatwood. Switch hitter batting from the left side of the plate. Harrison Bader on first base. He's going. Contreras' throw from his knees, and the Contreras-Baez combination catches Bader trying to steal second base. The Cardinals, no runs on 1 hit, but that hit erased off the bases after this caught stealing. So we'll go to the 4th inning. Still no score here at Busch Stadium. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up in the Cubs order. Kyle Schwarber, Wilson Contreras, and Jason Hayward scheduled to bat. Also, if you're new to this channel, this is Major League Baseball's virtual network, a network where we're trying to bring you a full season of baseball virtually, while there will not be a full season of Major League Baseball in the year 2020. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, where you'll get notifications on when we go live, as well as when we upload videos that may be crucial to staying informed about your favorite team through this channel. Also, you can follow our Twitter page, at VirtualMLB's the handle. Swing and a miss by Schwarber. Molina keeps it in front of him, but he throws it off the bag, but Schwarber doesn't run well, so Goldschmidt able to recover well for Molina, and that's out number 1. And got him to chase a breaking ball, and a tense moment there. Look, Goldschmidt got himself off the bag. That was the important part. He was able to keep the ball on the infield, kept it in his grasp, and was able to outrun Schwarber to the bag. So 1 out is Wilson Contreras. But again, follow our Twitter page too. We give injury updates, transaction updates, and trade updates, as well as posting videos directly from YouTube to Twitter. And we also have announcements on what broadcasts are on every day, as well as posting the schedule to Twitter. And we tweet out when we go live as well. So this broadcast right now is tweeted on Twitter, letting you know when we go live. Again, the handle for that is at VirtualMLB. But this is Major League Baseball's virtual network. My name's Nicholas Callis, and we're enjoying baseball here, enjoying following all 30 teams around the league. And oh, don't forget, we have 3 games every day, guaranteed. You'll get 3 games every day covered. We try to make sure that every team in Major League Baseball is covered at least once a week. And for the Cardinals fans, some of which I know follow this channel almost religiously, the Cardinals are featured twice this week. They'll be playing again against the Reds this Friday, June the 19th. Also, the Cubs will be featured twice too. The Cubs will be playing the Red Sox on that same Friday. 2:20 start time, Eastern time. Strike 3 called. Jack Flaherty has 6 strikeouts.
Up next for the Cubs, the right fielder.
See there, a pitch up in the zone. Contreras just didn't pull the trigger. That's out number 2. 2 strikeouts for Flaherty in the inning. Now here's Jason Hayward. That's fouled off the count, 0-1. And yes, Rick Bradford, even the bad teams. That's the whole point. This channel is to celebrate all baseball, and just talking about some of the teams toward the bottom of each respective division. The Royals, the Pirates. There are Pirate fans out there. I know there are Royals fans out there. There are Mariners fans out there. Giants fans out there. We got to keep them all happy. Everybody's got to get featured. And that is my promise to everybody. This channel is to celebrate baseball while we don't have it. Well, right now we should celebrate Jack Flaherty a little bit. He just struck out the side. He has 7 through 4 innings on the mound. Still no score here at Busch Stadium between the Cubs and the Cardinals. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. So Dexter Fowler came to the plate, but Harrison Bader got caught stealing in the 3rd inning to end the 3rd inning. So now Fowler will lead off the 4th. Fowler, a switch hitter, batting from the left side, and Tyler Chatwood has given up just 1 hit through his first 3 innings on the mound. You also saw the infield exaggerated to the right, and you see that again. They're expecting Fowler to pull the ball, so the entire left side of the infield is vacant. Ooh, that one got away from Chatwood. Almost hit Fowler, but did not. The count's 3-0. That's a strike. Top of the zone. Counts 3-1. Tyler Chatwood, a former Colorado Rocky, now pitching for the Cubs. In former years with the Cubs, he was a long relief pitcher, but this year he's gotten an opportunity to be a starter in the rotation. Fouled off. That would have beat the shift, but didn't stay fair. Counts full 3-2. Cubs also need some pitching too because John Lester's on the injured list. That's it against the shift, and that's rocked to left center field. That ball is gone. Dexter Fowler with a solo home run, his 5th of the season. And the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. Well, let's take a look at this again. That pitch looked middle. Fowler didn't even have to pull it. He hit it deep out to left center field. A center field that's not too kindly to home run balls at this stadium. Popped up left field. Schwarber running after it. He makes the catch. So a good rebound by Chatwood. He got a 1-pitch out. But here comes Paul Goldschmidt. Also, as Goldschmidt comes to the plate, just realized something else I miss about not having real baseball and not going to real games, but man, it's all those fireworks going off after Fowler hit that home run. Man, I miss fireworks too. Someone's got to put on a fireworks show.
Count 1-0.
Once everything has become open again. Miss fireworks, eating ice cream outside at a game, eating hot dogs, burgers and fries. It's enough of me being nostalgic for baseball, but Goldschmidt the other way out to right field. Hayward can't make the play. Goldschmidt round second. He's trying for third. Hayward into Descalso, who relays it home. It's offline, but Goldschmidt stopped at third anyway, and that's a triple. And now Goldschmidt is on a 16-game hitting streak. Not surprised that he's accumulated such a large hitting streak. He's, like I mentioned before, he's having an MVP-type year, and he could potentially win the Triple Crown Award. It's looking like that right now. He's close to the top in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. Ripped to left field. DeYoung seems to have no doubt about that one. The second home run of the inning for the Cardinals puts them up 3-0. Well, here are the events of this inning. Home run by Dexter Fowler, pop out by Kolten Wong, triple by Paul Goldschmidt, and then this home run by Paul DeYoung, 455 feet. And that was a monster blast. Look out second deck. So Tyler Chatwood went from having a nearly clean first 3 innings to now being down 3 to the Cardinals with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Matt Carpenter struck out in the second inning. Carpenter batting with his team up 3 runs. It's fouled off the count 1-1 in the infield, shifting Carpenter. Carpenter's had a couple extra base hits and 3 RBIs over his last 5 games.
That's a ball.
Producing like he's known to do. Counts 2-1. Chatwood had a small pitch count too entering this inning for the amount of innings he's thrown, but that spiked. He's close to 50. That's fouled off, count even 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike count. Here's the pitch to Carpenter. He hit that against the shift. That's headed out to left center field. That's going to drop. The shift not helping the Cubs in this inning.
Now batting, left fielder, Tommy.
Matt Carpenter, his 7th double of the season, puts him in scoring position with 1 out. Alec Mills is now in the bullpen for the Cubs, and Tommy Edmund's up to the plate. Edmund struck out in his first at-bat back in the second inning. Soft fly ball out to left field. Schwarber running after it. Schwarber makes the catch. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Up next for the Cardinals, the catcher.
So with that, Yadier Molina will come to the plate.
Molina.
Yadier Molina, the 7th hitter of the inning to come up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 against Chatwood. Batted last inning. And takes ball 1 there. And there's Alec Mills warming up in the bullpen, a righty. He has a long relief role this season with the Cubs. It wouldn't be too much of an early exit for Chatwood if he got taken out, but starting pitchers in this day and age typically go 5 to 6 innings, and you consider that a quality start. But Chatwood has just lost it here in the 4th inning. Sharp ground ball foul, counts 1-2. Dexter Fowler led off this inning with a home run. Paul Goldschmidt tripled. Paul DeYoung hit a home run. That accounts for all 3 of the Cardinals' runs in this half inning. And Molina takes inside, counts 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning, and Matt Carpenter's on second base. Two-two pitch. Just missed. The count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Harrison Bader would bat next. And if Yadier Molina can find a way to reach. Here comes the payoff pitch. That's fouled off, so his plate appearance will continue. Chatwood throwing strikes out of the 23 pitches he has in this inning, but gave up 2 long balls and 4 total extra base hits. That one ripped to left center field toward the wall. That's going to one-hop the wall. Carpenter will score from second base. Schwarber gets it as Molina strolls into second with an RBI double with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, and the Cardinals extend their lead. It's 4-0. Yeah, that one missed right over the middle of the plate. And Molina took advantage of it, hit it into the gap. Got another run home for the Cardinals, and now here's the 8th hitter of this half inning. It's Harrison Bader. Bader hit an infield single in the 3rd inning. Tried to steal the base, but got caught by that Contreras-Baez combination. Baez, of course, notorious for the tags he puts on players, especially when he no-looks them. And Contreras is one of the best catchers at throwing from his knees to catch runners trying to steal. 2 ball, no strike count on Tyler Chatwood. The Cardinals have scored all 4 of their runs in this half inning. Chatwood now up to 60 pitches, and it's a hitter's count on Harrison Bader. 3-0's the count. So the pitcher spot's on deck. And there's a base open, so it wouldn't be the worst idea to put Bader on base. And Bader taking all the way. The count's 3-1. Quite an offensive inning for the Cardinals. Three-one pitch. Here it comes. That's down low. That's ball 4. Tyler Chatwood issues a 2-out walk. And so the 9th hitter for the Cardinals this half inning will come to the plate. And it's Jack Flaherty. I can't imagine if Chatwood can't get out of this inning that he'll be out there too much longer. Dexter Fowler's the one on deck, and he led this half inning off with a home run. And Chatwood starts out this plate appearance with a ball to Jack Flaherty, the opposing pitcher. One ball, no strike pitch. That's a strike, counts even 1-1. One ball, 1 strike pitch. 1-2's the count. Chatwood ahead in the count. Yadier Molina on second base, and Harrison Bader on first. 4 runs in for the Cardinals. Got him to chase. And that ends the bottom of the 4th inning. But the Cardinals send 9 batters to the plate, and 4 of them score. At the end of 4 full innings, it's the Cardinals 4 and the Cubs 0. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. There's Heidi Watney. She's probably talking about the Cardinals and what their players and managers said about that inning, that 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. So, hey, good for Cardinals. Good for the Cardinals, not good for the Cubs. There's David Ross, the manager of the Cubs, who is probably upset that Tyler Chatwood gave up those 4 runs and allowed 9 hitters to stroll to the plate. The Cardinals in that bottom of the 4th inning, but bottom line, not a great inning for the Cubs. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up to begin this half inning. Ian Happ, Daniel Descalso, and then the pitcher's spot. Can't imagine that Tyler Chatwood will get another plate appearance. But Jack Flaherty has struck out 7 through 4 innings. Now he's coming in to pitch the 5th. You see, there's some action in the Cardinals bullpen as well. John Gant and John Brebbia, a couple of right-handed pitchers warming up. 1 ball, no strike pitch coming from Flaherty. It's outside, counts 2-0. Ian Happ, switch hitter, batting from the left side, playing center field in this game. Hitters count on Happ. 2-0 pitch coming. Ooh, out in front of that pitch. It's a 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Counts 2-1. On the ground left side, there's Paul DeYoung. He throws to Paul Goldschmidt. It's out number 1 in the top of the 5th inning. Also, we updated you about this on Twitter, but seeing that the Cardinals bullpen is in action, it's only fitting to tell you that Jordan Hicks has been activated from the injured list. That happened a couple days ago, but he's back in the Cardinals bullpen, and he's available to be used at any time.
0-1's the count.
Jordan Hicks, notorious for throwing a nearly 95, 96 mile per hour sinker and throwing consistently in triple digits with his fastball. Or no, now that I think about it, I think his sinker was upwards of 98 miles per hour, Jordan Hicks. But the Cardinals bullpen getting locked down with Giovanni Gallegos leading Major League Baseball in saves. They have one of the best bullpens in baseball. Descalso grounds out to Wong there. There are now 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. The pitcher spot is coming up. Tyler Chatwood still officially in the game, but that could change any second. Yep, it does. Victor Caratini comes off the bench, and he'll pinch hit for Tyler Chatwood. So Chatwood done after 4 full innings pitched to give up 4 earned runs on 6 hits. But Caratini, the backup catcher of this Cubs team, still a young player, but with Wilson Contreras being so talented, Caratini hasn't found a starting spot here in Chicago. The count is 1-1. Jack Flaherty up to 80 pitches now. Sharp line drive caught by Paul DeYoung, and that ends the top of the 5th inning. The Cardinal getting these Cardinals fans up out of their seats. The Cardinals lead the Cubs 4-0, going to the bottom of the 5th. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, MLB Virtual Network, and follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB. Alec Mills comes out of the bullpen. He was throwing for a couple innings, and here he is now making an appearance in the real game. This is his 26th appearance of the season. He has a .356 ERA.
Leading up for the Cardinals, the right fielder,
Dexter Fowler comes up to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 5th for the Cardinals offense. Last inning, he led off with a home run, which was the starter for a 4-run inning for the Cardinals. The Cardinals hit 2 home runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. They got a home run from Dexter Fowler, a 2-run home run from Kolten Wong. And their 4th run was batted in by Yadier Molina, who hit an RBI double. High fly ball out toward right center field. There's Jason Hayward under it, and he makes the catch. So with that first out, here's the the final line score for Tyler Chatwood. Went 4 full innings, gave up 4 earned runs on 6 hits, walked 1 batter, threw strikes. But that 4th inning cost him the rest of his start, and he's in line for the loss. Here comes Kolten Wong, 0 for 5 in the 2-game set. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. And if you've been keeping score, not just in this game but throughout the season, you know that this 2-game set was supposed to be played in London. That's lined into right field, and Hayward runs backwards, and it hits off his foot, which that was one of the most interesting things I've ever seen in baseball. Watch this again. Hayward didn't charge this ball. Look at him. He ran backwards. And then it hit off his foot, and then he tried to field it. That allowed Wong to get from first to second. My oh my. Scored that a double. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. But this was supposed to be the London set, so that's why it's only 2 games. This is an NL Central rivalry between the Cardinals and the Cubs. The Cardinals, the first-place team in the NL Central. Cubs, the second-place team. Behind the Cardinals by 4.5 games. The Cardinals won yesterday. And right now have the lead around the middle of this game. But it's that same London series that the Red Sox and Yankees played in last year. At least from TV, it looked like such a nice facility. And seeing the highlights with the English announcers, the England announcers doing baseball, it was a unique experience. It's really something to miss. Something I would have loved to see again. Especially with 2 teams like these, 2 of the best teams in the NL Central. 2 teams that won a World Series in the 2010 decade. Cardinals won in 2011, the Cubs won in 2016. No other NL Central team won a World Series in that decade. Swing and a miss. Contreras will have to complete the strikeout. Throws to Rizzo. Goldschmidt's out at first. Wong stays on second base. Now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the cleanup hitter coming to the plate, Paul DeYoung. But we'll look at that strikeout again. Goldschmidt, usually a disciplined hitter, just couldn't lay off that pitch. And he strikes out as a result. So now with 2 outs, here's Paul DeYoung, who hit a 2-run home run last inning after Goldschmidt tripled. So we got a couple RBIs on that long ball. Now bats here with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. The Cardinals still up 4 runs. That's strike 1. DeYoung, a versatile infielder, but starting at shortstop for the Cardinals. Counts even 1-1. Alec Mills came out of the bullpen to start this 5th inning. He replaced Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood went 4 full innings, gave up 4 earned runs. And he's in line for the loss. He pitched well in his first 3 innings. That 4th inning, though, just killed him. The Cardinals sent 9 hitters to the plate and scored 4 runs. One ball, 2 strike pitch from Mills. Inside, counts even 2-2. DeYoung with good discipline. Two-two pitch. Here it comes. Fouled off. Count remains even 2-2, and DeYoung prolonging this plate appearance. Excuse my water bottle, just needed a quick drink, but 2-2 pitch coming again from Mills to DeYoung. Down low, the count's full 3-2. Matt Carpenter, who has an extra base hit in this game, is on deck. Player who also is a power threat and a run producer. Here's the payoff pitch from Mills to DeYoung. That's fouled off. That was a well-placed breaking ball, but DeYoung spoiled it. So they'll run it back. Count full 3-2. Here comes another full count pitch from Mills to DeYoung. Ooh, too high and inside. Brushed him off the plate. But not really a purpose pitch there. Just got away from him because that's ball 4. So Carpenter comes to the plate with Wong on second and DeYoung on first. Carpenter doubled and scored on the Yadier Molina RBI double. Carpenter was the 4th Cardinals run of the game. Now he bats with a chance here to drive in his own runs. High fly ball toward right center field. Hayward seems to be tracking it. And Hayward able to make the play. And that ends the 5th inning. So the Cardinals get a couple runners on base but fail to score. And after 5 full innings at Busch Stadium, it's the Cubs 0, the Cardinals have 4. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. Top of the order due up for the Cubs to begin the 6th inning. Kris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, and Yadier Molina. Bryant 0 for 1, but he reached base once on a walk in the 3rd inning. Has spent the entirety of his career with the Cubs. Made his debut in 2015. And he hits that first pitch into the air. Out toward left field, there's Tommy Edmund under it, and he makes the catch. That's out number 1. So 1 pitch out for Jack Flaherty. We're in the top of the 6th inning, and Anthony Rizzo will come to the plate. Rizzo 0 for 1 officially, but he got hit by a pitch that allowed him to reach base. Rizzo just 1 for 5 in this 2-game set. Flaherty got into some trouble in the 1st inning. There were a couple Cubs players in scoring position. But Flaherty pitched around that. And other than a few other blemishes, he's been pitching very well in this game. Limiting base runners and racking up strikeouts. There's Paul Goldschmidt. He makes the play. 2 quick outs in the top of the 6th inning. And also you saw Tyler Webb and John Brabbia warming up now in the Cardinals bullpen. So Flaherty might have 1 more inning in him. He's at 84 pitches through 5 2/3 innings. There comes Yadier Molina to the plate. Baez in his 7th season with the Cubs. Made his debut in 2014. As he pops that first pitch foul. The Cubs had Starlin Castro at shortstop. So Yadier Molina regularly played second base. Then Addison Russell became the shortstop when Castro was gone, but with Addison Russell off the roster, Baez was moved from second to shortstop, and Baez has thrived. A quality defensive shortstop. And that's the first hit the Cubs have gotten in quite a while. 2-out single for Yadier Molina. And we'll look at Jack Flaherty's scoreline. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings. If he's given up just 2 hits, walked a batter, hit a batter, but struck out 7 on his way to 90 pitches as well. There's Kyle Schwarber up to the plate. Schwarber's 1 for 2. He doubled in the 1st inning. The average is .255. He has 10 home runs and 34 RBIs. Baez on first base, who runs well. Pitch from Flaherty, that's too high. Counts 1-0. Kyle Schwarber started his career as a catcher, but when he came to the major leagues, he moved out to the outfield. He's played right field and left field before, though more consistently played in left as the runner goes. Throw down by Molina. Tagged by DeYoung's in time. Javier Baez caught stealing. Trying to nab second base. Molina guns him down. Not too many players live to tell about trying to steal on Yadier Molina. After 5.5 innings, the Cardinals lead by 4 against the Cubs. You're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. I'm Nicholas Callis. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in the Cardinals' order to begin the bottom of the 6th inning, and Alec Mills is still on the mound. Also, a note from us here at MLB Virtual Network. As usual, 3 guaranteed games are to be broadcast tomorrow. The Royals and the Rangers are playing at 4:05 Eastern Time. Then the Angels and the Athletics are playing at 6:35, and that'll be followed by the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. They're playing at 9:10 Eastern Time, so a handful of Western teams being featured tomorrow. That's down low, counts even 2-2. Edmund, switch hitter, batting from the left side. But if you want to know what our schedule is week to week, follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB. Our schedule is usually, almost always, the pinned post. It's pinned to the top of our profile. So you'll always see it. It's always staring you right in the face. And also, if you watch these games through YouTube or you follow the games through YouTube, we have our upcoming live stream section that's usually the top of our homepage. And if you click on any video, the schedule is the thumbnail. So you'll be able to see the schedule on YouTube as well. That's ball 4. Tommy Edmund reaches first base on a walk. And that'll bring up Yadier Molina to the plate. Molina's 1 for 2. He doubled and drove in a run in his last at bat. He contributed to that 4-run 4th inning the Cardinals had. The only blip on Tyler Chatwood's line score, but it was also the reason he got taken out after 4 innings. 9 hitters came to the plate in that 4th inning, and 4 of them came around to score, and Molina was a part of that by driving in Matt Carpenter from second base. It's outside, counts even 1-1, and yeah, Albert Pujols is hurt. Which is quite a shame for the Angels. They've had a couple poor injuries, and I also know that they've had a couple trades that I'm trying to make sense of. But they traded Brian Goodwin and Brennan Lund. And they're a team that needs outfielders right now, but they're trading away outfielders, getting more pitching. Mike Trout's still on the injured list. Albert Pujols just got put on. It's tough time for the Angels. Grounded left side, that's foul. They count 1-2. Also, a note to everybody watching this broadcast, if you want to join the live chat and bring up a topic about anything baseball, anything about these two teams, I'll be happy to entertain if I can see it. And also, if you want a shout out, you're more than welcome to get one of those too. Just request one, and we'll let everybody know that you're watching. But with that in mind, here's the 1-2 pitch coming to Molina. Inside, counts even 2-2. Two ball, 2 strike count on one of the most elite catchers of our era, of the modern era. Swing and a miss. Contreras able to keep it in front of him. That prevents Edmund from running anywhere. So with 1 out, next hitter coming to the plate will be Harrison Bader. But let's watch this pitch again from Alec Mills. And Molina struck out again. First time he struck out on a fastball tailing in on him, but that pitch was a breaking ball that he took the bait on. Started around the knees, but then broke lower. It was nearly unhittable. Harrison Bader up to the plate. Bader 4 for 4 in this set. He hit an infield single in the 3rd inning. Reached base a couple times. He walked in his most recent plate appearance. Not much of a hitter, but in this set, he's doing well against the Cubs. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. If you're tracking the season, this was supposed to be the set that was played in London this year. But that's why there's only 2 games. Typically, it's 3 when you're playing division opponents against each other, but this is just a 2-game set. And the Cardinals won yesterday. And the Cardinals winning so far today. 2-0 pitch. Line down the right field line. That's foul. Counts 2-1. Alec Mills pitching in his second inning out of the bullpen. Came in, pitched a scoreless 5th. He gave up a leadoff walk, but got Molina to strike out. And now has an even count on the Cardinals center fielder, Harrison Bader. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Too high. Good discipline from Bader. The count is full. Mills comes set. Here's the full count pitch. That's down low. That's ball 4. Alec Mills has issued another walk. Pitcher spot coming up for the Cardinals. Let's see if Jack Flaherty will hit. And he will hit. Which means he'll most likely come out for his 7th inning on the mound. And I know I said he'll come up to hit, but with 2 runners on, this very well might be a sacrifice situation. He might try to lay down a bunt. And he does square. That's bunted down the third base line. Played by Bryant. Throws to Rizzo. That's out number 2. So the sacrifice successful as Edmund goes to third base and Bader goes to second. Flaherty tried to sacrifice earlier in the game too, but he popped out. But now here's Dexter Fowler with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Fowler 1 for 3 with a solo home run. And he'll be intentionally walked. You see David Ross in the dugout giving the 4 signal, which means put him on base. Of course, that new rule in baseball that was implemented recently where pitchers no longer have to throw 4 pitches to a batter to walk him. A pitcher or a manager can just say put him on base and it shall be done. Kolten Wong comes to the plate. Bases loaded for the Cardinals and 2 outs. Wong is 1 for 3. He doubled in his most recent at bat. And it was a double off Mills. Wong went 0 for 2 against Tyler Chatwood, the starter of the Cubs. Wong, a .214 hitter with runners in scoring position. And this is a situation where the Cardinals have the potential to break this game open. Mills standing between that at the moment. And Wong ahead in the count. It's 2-0. So there are 2 outs, so there won't be a sacrifice fly at the end of this inning. So Wong will have to get a hit to push across a run. Two ball, no strike pitch. That's a strike, counts 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike, the count.
Wong, the second baseman of the Cardinals, won a Gold Glove for second baseman in the NL last season. Made his debut in 2013, and he's been the regular starting second baseman for this Cardinals team ever since. 2-1 pitch. Popped into the air. Daniel Descalso under it, and he makes the catch. So Alec Mills worked the bases loaded, but he also worked around it. The Cardinals scored no runs in the 6th inning. After 6 full innings, it's the Cardinals 4 and the Cubs 0. Brian Helsley warming up in the bullpen along with John Brebbia. But the middle of the order coming to the plate for the Cubs. Kyle Schwarber, Wilson Contreras, and Jason Hayward all scheduled to bat. A diving stop at third by Matt Carpenter, but Schwarber will reach. Carpenter has no play.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson.
So a leadoff runner on for the Cubs in the top of the 7th inning. Jack Flaherty now up to 90 pitches. Here comes Wilson Contreras, the number 5 hitter, to the plate. He struck out twice against Flaherty. Takes ball 1 outside. Flaherty has 7 strikeouts on his line score in this game. Has induced several outs. Hasn't let on too many base runners. But has lost his sharpness later on. He hasn't struck out too many batters. He's allowed a few hits and a few walks to put Cubs runners on base. But he's still in the game, and his offense has given him a 4-run lead. You got the back end of this Cardinals bullpen is one of the most elite in baseball. Andrew Miller, Jordan Hicks, and Giovanni Gallegos.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Even though Jordan Hicks got taken off the IL and put back on the roster, Hicks is no longer the closer. Giovanni Gallegos leads Major League Baseball in saves, so they're not getting rid of the hot hand. One, 2. That's fouled off. Count still 1 and 2, and Flaherty being taxed already to start this half inning. The 95 pitches now. Might make it to the century mark depending on how many outs he can get. Well, there's 1 out he got. Wilson Contreras strikes out. Flaherty's now at 8.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Well-placed breaking ball. Contreras just chased it. Couldn't even get any part of the bat on the ball. So with 1 out, here's Jason Hayward. Hayward 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and he's 0 for 6 in the 2-game set to this point. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Cardinals won yesterday, and with a lead late in the game, they're in position to potentially sweep this 2-game set and move on. 1 ball, no strike pitch. It's inside, counts 2-0. After this game, the Cardinals will have an off day. They'll start a 3-game series with the Rockies from Tuesday to Thursday, and then they'll finish up their homestand with a 3-game series against the Reds. As that's hit well toward right center field. Boehner running after it. He'll play it off the wall. Rounding third, runner trying to score. The relay in is late. Kyle Schwarber scores from first base. It's an RBI double for Jason Hayward. And the Cubs are on the board. It's 4-1. Cardinals still leading. Well struck ball, hit the cap. Schwarber fast enough to get around the bases. The Cubs earn their first run, and it's charged to Jack Flaherty. Well, Flaherty looking slightly upset. But you see there, shakes Molina's hand, and Mike Schilt takes the ball from him. Flaherty pitches into the 7th inning, gives up 1 earned run. Hayward still his responsibility, but as of right now has given up 1 earned run. Struck out 8 batters through 6 1/3 innings. And with that, Tyler Webb will come out of the bullpen and make his 37th appearance of the season. CRA's modest, 236 in 34 1/3 innings pitched. So he's averaging less than an inning per appearance. Ian Happ batting now, switch hitter batting from the right side of the plate. Takes ball 1. I already talked about the Cardinals' schedule, but not for the Cubs. The Cubs will also have an off day tomorrow. And then they'll start a homestand, a 6-game homestand. They'll start by playing the Mets in a 3-game series, and they'll finish by playing the Red Sox in an interleague 3-game series. Edmund gets under it, catch made. That's out number 2. Ian Happ flies out, and staying at second is Jason Hayward.
Second base, Daniel Descalso.
So with 2 outs, Daniel Descalso will come to the plate, and you see 2 of the most powerful arms now warming up in the Cardinals bullpen. Andrew Miller, the lefty, and Major League Baseball's saves leader, Giovanni Gallegos. That's ball 1. Descalso 0 for 2. Descalso among many Cubs hitters in this game that have gone hitless. Though they broke through against Jack Flaherty in the 7th. Jason Hayward pushed across a run. with a double.
One ball.
Now Hayward's still on second, and Descalso down in the count. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Webb trying to close out the 7th for Jack Flaherty. Inside, counts even 2-2. Pitcher spot due up next, so the Cubs more than likely to send up a pinch hitter if that spot comes up, either in this inning or next inning. Fouled off, the count's still even 2-2. Hit well toward right field. Fowler running after it. He can't make the play. That'll get up against the wall. And Descalso's into second base with a 2-out RBI double. Scoring from second's Jason Hayward, and the Cubs have cut the lead in half. It's now 4-2. It's a nice struck ball. I thought Fowler was going to be able to make that play, but just fell out of his reach. So now Nico Hoerner comes up to the plate, and he will pinch hit for the Cubs. And this game turned around now. Hoerner represents the tying run. That's strike 1 from Tyler Webb. So Jack Flaherty's score line is officially closed. Pitched 6 1/3 innings and gave up 2 official earned runs. Hayward was his responsibility. Hayward got on base while Flaherty was still pitching, so that's the reason why that earned run is tallied to Flaherty's line. But now the book opens on Tyler Webb. Descalso on second is his responsibility, as is the guy in the box, and this a pivotal moment in this game. And Webb comes through. Hoerner strikes out swinging, and that ends the top of the 7th inning. When the Cubs break through for some runs, they get 2 runs. Both charged to Jack Flaherty, and the lead cut in half. It's now 4-2, going to the bottom of the 7th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ryan Tepera comes out of the bullpen. He will pitch for the Cubs to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. This is his 40th appearance of the season, and his ERA is just north of 5.
Leading up for the Cardinals, the first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt.
Paul Goldschmidt will bat as the 3-4-5 hitters come up to the plate for the Cardinals. Paul Goldschmidt, one of the most feared hitters, not only in the National League, but in all of baseball this season. Goldschmidt, if he were to be leading in home runs, he would have the lead in batting average, home runs, and RBIs to this point in the year. Which, if you don't know, that's the qualifications for winning the Triple Crown Award. Last achieved by Miguel Cabrera in 2012. But it's a feat that few have accomplished, and few recently have accomplished.
Outside, that's the ball.
Counts 1-2. But Goldschmidt having quite a career. Always fell short in MVP voting when he qualified for it. But this season, with the Cardinals doing well and him doing well individually, it's almost like he's forced himself into the spotlight. Strikes out there, though, for the second time this game. He's now 1 for 4 with just a triple to his credit. And with that, Paul DeYoung will come to the plate. DeYoung is 1 for 4. Oh, I was completely wrong. He's 1 for 2. But I do remember his only hit of the game so far was a 2-run home run, and that was a big home run, as seen by the score now. Dexter Fowler hit a solo home run to begin the 4th inning, but then DeYoung, after a Paul Goldschmidt triple, hit a 2-run home run. That made it 3-0. The Cardinals tacked on another in that 4th inning thanks to a Yadier Molina RBI double. That scored Matt Carpenter from second base as DeYoung grounds out there. But the Cubs struck for 2 in the top of the 7th inning, so it's a 2-run game late. And with 2 outs, Matt Carpenter will come to the plate. He doubled in the 4th inning and scored on the previously mentioned Yadier Molina RBI double. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 7th. Ryan Tepera on his way to pitching a clean inning.
Count 1-0.
Alec Mills pitched the 5th and the 6th inning, so 2 full innings for him. He gave up no earned runs to the Cardinals. All the Cardinals' runs were scored off of starter Tyler Chatwood in the 4th inning. That's fouled off, the count even 1-1. Matt Carpenter, a lifetime St. Louis Cardinal, made his debut with the team in 2012. He's versatile, too. Can play first base, second base, and third base. He fouls that pitch off. Though with Goldschmidt as your first baseman and Wong establishing himself as the everyday second baseman, third base is really the only option for him. That's one of the reasons why Jose Martinez was traded this past offseason. That's because there was just no place to put him. He wasn't a great defensive outfielder. And on the infield, first and third are already occupied. So he got sent to Tampa Bay, where he's doing quite well. Fits in well because there's a designated hitter in the American League. High fly ball to right field. There's absolutely no doubt about that one. And the Cardinals have extended their lead. It is 5-2. That's Carpenter's 11th home run of the season. The 3rd home run hit by the Cardinals in this game. It's 5-2. The Cardinals extend their lead. That was right over the middle of the plate and not too far into the seats. 406 feet out there, but it did clear the Cardinals' bullpen. So a little less stress on the bullpen moving forward. Another run to work with. Tommy Edmund will bat now with 2 outs.
0-1's the count.
That's the first bullpen run given up by the Cubs. Charge to Ryan Tepera. Tommy Edmund at the plate now. He's 0 for 2. He walked in the 6th inning. The only time he's reached base. Pop foul. The count quickly 0-2. Ooh, almost hit him. Breaking ball that broke too far in. The count's 1-2. One ball, 2 strike pitch. Tommy Edmund ready to receive, and he fouls that pitch off. You saw Contreras went out and tried to block that pitch. That's how far in the dirt it was. Interesting. With Edmund able to get his bat on the ball and keep the plate appearance alive. Bat out to left center field, and that ball will fall in the gap. Schwarber will play it off the wall. Edmund already at second base. Man, does he run well. So back-to-back 2-out hits. A solo home run by Matt Carpenter. And Tommy Edmund just hit a gapper that puts him on second base. Yadier Molina coming to the plate, but let's watch this one more time. Yeah, that's center cut. There's Yadier Molina. 1 for 3, and his lone hit was an RBI double back in the 4th inning. Cardinals put up 4 in the 4th inning. The Cubs put up 2 in the top of the 7th inning. But the Cardinals got a run back. Matt Carpenter with a solo home run, and now there's a runner in scoring position. Tommy Edmund just doubled. In the dirt, that gets away from Contreras. And Edmund advances from second to third. That'll go down as a wild pitch. Contreras, not a bad defender. You see there, it just 5-holed him right through the middle. Couldn't get his glove in between his legs. That's usually what a catcher does when he gets in position. His legs are the outside support, and then his glove stops anything from going through the middle. That's out towards center field. Happ able to run that one down. Catch made, and the 7th inning is over. But Matt Carpenter puts another Cardinals run on the board. With this 2-out solo home run, it's 5-2. The Cardinals lead the Cubs going into the 8th inning. Here's Mike Schilt coming out of the Cardinals dugout. And usually when a manager talks to a home plate umpire like that and the notepads are all out, this means a double switch will happen. So let's listen and see what that double switch is.
Now pitching and batting in the 6th spot, number 12, Jordan Hicks. Now playing left, batting 9, number 41, Tyler O'Neill.
All right, so here's the news. Tyler O'Neill is now playing left field and batting in the 9th spot. So that just takes away a pinch hitter being needed when the bottom of the 8th inning rolls around. And Jordan Hicks inserts into the 6th spot, which means Tommy Edmund's now out of the game. Kris Bryant at the plate. Jordan Hicks has made just one appearance before this game, but again, recently taken off the injured list. Got hurt toward the end of last year, started this year on the injured list, but he's back now in the Cardinals bullpen. And he's firing already. There's that 98-mile-per-hour sinker. And even though this is a video game, Hicks has thrown a 98-mile-per-hour sinker in real life. So that's not fake at all. That's not overproduced attributes. He throws consistently in triple digits and has a sinker that travels with a velocity of 98 miles per hour on average. And there's the 100-mile-per-hour fastball. 3-2 pitch to Kris Bryant. We got out in front of that one. And fouls it into the seats. But Bryant, Rizzo, and Baez all scheduled to bat in this 8th inning. 3-2 pitch coming from Hicks. An 100-mile-per-hour sinker. Now that's a bit ridiculous. Holy smokes. 100-mile-per-hour pitch that has quick dip. I feel bad for Molina in some cases. That's a hard pitch to receive as a catcher, let alone hit. Just threw that slider in there. Bryant's putting together a quality plate appearance, making him throw pitches right out of the gate. Squared up that off-speed pitch out to left center field. Looks like Boehner has a play, though. And he makes the catch. That's out number 1. So 1 out top of the 8th inning. And with that, we'll look at the starter comparison for both Tyler Chatwood and Jack Flaherty. Chatwood, 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched. Jack Flaherty gave up 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched. It's a pretty even stat line, though. Chatwood just had a very poor 4th inning. But other than that, he had a quality start. I don't know if it'll go down as a quality start because of that 4th inning, but he pitched well early in the game. Just the Cardinals broke out with offense in that 4th inning. That chased him from the game. And he's in line for the loss. Jack Flaherty struck out 8 hitters in his start and is in line for the win if the Cardinals can hold this lead. It's a 3-run game. The Cubs put up 2 runs in the top of the 7th. The Cardinals put up a run in the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, it's a 3-run game. Anthony Rizzo down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch on the ground right side. There's Kolten Wong. He throws to Paul Goldschmidt. 2 outs for Jordan Hicks in the top of the 8th inning.
The batter, number 9, shortstop, Yadier Molina.
The 2 outs here is Yadier Baez. He singled in the 6th inning. It's a sharp line drive up the middle. That's ball, counts 1-0. Baez, the shortstop of the Cubs, came up as a second baseman, but transitioned over to his more natural position of shortstop. Great defensive shortstop, has gained some discipline over the years with his bat, which has allowed him to hit for higher contact. But when he unleashes his swing, he has monstrous power potential. 3-0 is the count. .30 pitch. Here it comes from Hicks. That's a strike over the inside edge, and the count's 3-1. Hicks still throwing that noticeable sinker. That one was 97, but his highest thrown sinker was 100 in this outing. 3-1. Grounded left side. Baez got in front of that pitch somehow. Carpenter throws to Goldschmidt. Top of the 8th inning's over. The Cubs get no runs on no hits and leave no runners on base. Jordan Hicks with a scoreless top of the 8th inning will go to the bottom of the 8th. The Cardinals have a 5-2 lead over the Cubs.
Your attention, please.
Here comes Jeremy Jeffress. Out of the bullpen, he'll pitch for the Cubs to begin this bottom of the 8th inning. This is his 35th appearance, and he has an ERA north of 8.
Leading up for the Cardinals.
8-9-1 hitters due up for the Cardinals in this half inning. Harrison Bader, Tyler O'Neill, and Dexter Fowler. Jeffress on the mound. He formerly pitched the Texas Rangers and the Milwaukee Brewers. Was one of the elite bullpen arms for the Brewers in 2018 when they won the NL Central. Now pitching for a rival in the Cubs. Sharp line drive, that's a base hit. And bobbled out and right by Jason Hayward. But another hit for Harrison Bader. He has been hot in this 2-game set.
Now batting, left fielder, Tyler O'Neill.
So with that, the number 9 hitter will come up, Tyler O'Neill, to bat. O'Neill was inserted into the lineup via a double switch that took place last half inning. He's now playing left field and batting 9th. Jordan Hicks in the pitcher's spot moved to 6th in the order, and Tommy Edmund got taken out of the game. So this was just Mike Schilt giving O'Neill the opportunity to bat without having to burn a pinch hitter. And he's also using O'Neill's defensive talents out and left. Kyle Ryan and Trevor McGill now warming up in the Cubs bullpen. Double barrel action, a lefty and a righty. Harrison Bader got caught stealing once in this game. He's on first. O'Neill with a fly ball. Carrying out to left. Schwarber runs out of room. That ball is gone. Well, if you haven't been keeping track, the Cardinals have hit 4 home runs as a team in this game. This is the second 2-run home run. It's 7-2. The Cardinals now have a 5-run buffer. Jeremy Jeffress just came into the game. Gave up a leadoff single to Harrison Bader, and Tyler O'Neill in his first at-bat of the game just hit a 2-run home run. And now Fowler testing the limits again. Toward the wall. That ball is gone! Holy smokes, the Cardinals have brought the offense out. Just 2 noticeable innings of offense, but back-to-back home runs for the Cardinals. 2-run homer by Tyler O'Neill, and Dexter Fowler just hit his 2nd home run of the game. This is a solo shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention.
And with that, Trevor McGill will come into the game. Jeremy Jeffress
Number 29, Trevor McGill.
could not record an out in this 8th inning.
Now back, second base.
Here's Kolten Wong. 1 hit, he doubled in the 5th inning. That only hit in this game is also the only hit for Wong in the entire set. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Cardinals won yesterday. And in all likelihood, pending a Cubs comeback, may very well sweep this set. Who got him to chase that breaking ball.
Count is 1 and 2.
The count's 1-2. Fouled off, the count still 1-2. Kolten Wong, the reigning Gold Glove Award winner for second baseman in the National League. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Inside, counts even 2-2. Trevor McGill just came out of the bullpen. Jeremy Jeffress gave up a single and then back-to-back home runs. Faced his minimum of 3 hitters and immediately got taken out by David Ross. That's 4 hits now for the Cardinals. 4 straight hits in this inning.
Now batting, first baseman, Goldschmidt.
Well, maybe it's an every 4 innings thing for the Cardinals. They broke out with 4 runs in the 4th inning. They got a run in the 7th on a Matt Carpenter solo home run. But now here in the 8th, they've put up 3. 3 runs thanks to 2 home runs. 4 straight hits. Wong's on first base. The Cardinals have 5 hits as a team, 2 of which belong to Dexter Fowler. And this guy at the plate has been neutralized for most of this game. He played a part in that 4th inning 4-run extravaganza. He had a triple and scored on the Paul DeJong 2-run home run. That's been his only hit, though. Unconventionally, Goldschmidt not participating too much in the Cardinals' offensive efforts. Oh, let's make sure I don't speak too soon. That's rocked to left. Oh, my gosh. It's on cue at this point. This is unreal. That's Goldschmidt's 25th home run. He's now 2 behind Ronald Acuna Jr. for the National League lead. It's 10-2. The Cardinals lead it. That's now 5 straight hits in this half inning for the Cardinals. There is still nobody out. So Trevor McGill must face 3 hitters. That's the new Major League Baseball rule. 3 hitters before being subject to replacement. So Paul DeJong is his 3rd required batter. But Jeffress came in through to 3 hitters, couldn't get an out, gave up 2 home runs. Trevor McGill gave up a single and a home run. The Cardinals started this inning leading by 3. They put up 5 runs. They now lead by 8. 2-1's the count. Harrison Bader, the number 8 hitter, led this inning off with a single. Tyler O'Neill hit a 2-run home run. And Dexter Fowler hit a solo home run. Kolten Wong singled. That's grounded to 3rd, played by Bryant. And to Rizzo, out at first is DeJong. Mercifully, the first out of the inning, recorded by the Cubs. But Wong singled, then Goldschmidt hit a 2-run home run. And Paul DeJong, the 6th hitter of the inning, of this half inning, I mean, for the Cardinals, records the first out. Now here's Matt Carpenter. 2 for 4 with a double and a solo home run. But the Cardinals sent 5 hitters to the plate to start this inning, and all 5 of them got on base. They all got hits, actually. There were no walks or hit by pitches in there. Bader, O'Neill, Fowler, Wong, and Goldschmidt all got on due to some base hit. That's quite impressive, and it's also rare. No ball, 2 strike pitch. It's outside. The count's 1-2. And no, I don't play the lottery, so I don't have any lottery numbers for you. I was just trying to make the point that Goldschmidt wasn't contributing too much, which is okay because hitters can't succeed all the time, or the game would be not interesting. But I mean, as soon as I said he's not contributing, he shoved that down my throat. So hey, good for him. 10-2 is the score. 2-2 count on Carpenter. Here's the pitch. Check swing, the appeal. No swing by Carpenter. Counts full 3-2. 3-2 pitch. That's fouled off. The count's still full 3-2. The infield shifted to the right, anticipating Carpenter to pull the ball. Soft line drive. That drops fair. Hayward plays it. Carpenter stops at first. He's content with a single. All right, so now 6. Or let me try that again. No, that is right. 6 of the 7 hitters that have batted in this inning for the Cardinals have reached base. And not only have they reached base, they got on via the hit. There's Jordan Hicks, who apparently swinging. He didn't show bunt there. Counts 0-1. Hicks the pitcher, and as I mentioned, when O'Neill was up to the plate, Hicks and the pitcher spot inserted into the 6th spot in the order because of a double switch. And O'Neill did his job. O'Neill hit a 2-run home run on his first at-bat of the game. That's a great day for the Cardinals offense. 10-2 is the score. Swing and a miss, counts 1-2. The Cardinals started this inning with 5 straight hits and 3 home runs. 6 of the last 7 hitters have gotten on by the hit. And I know I've said that before. I know I keep saying it, but it's impressive. That's on the ground. Descalso to Baez. Over to Rizzo. That's a double play. So mercy on the Cubs. They turn a double play that gets them out of the 8th inning. But a 3-run lead turns into an 8-run lead for the Cardinals, thanks to 3 home runs in that half inning. We'll go to the 9th inning. Last chance for the Cubs. It's 10-2, the Cardinals lead. Kyle Schwarber, the first at bat. 4, 5, 6 hitters who do up for the Cubs in this half inning. Kyle Schwarber, Wilson Contreras, and Jason Hayward. The infield shifted to the right. And it's ball 1 upstairs. Giovanni Gallegos was warming up. And Andrew Miller was, for that matter, too, but not anymore. John Brebbia and Ryan Helsley are in the bullpen. But Jordan Hicks, supported by his offense, stays in the game to try to close the door on this one. This is not a safe situation. Likely another reason why Gallegos sat down. So Hicks just trying to hoist a W for the Cardinals. 3-0 is the count on Schwarber. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. The Cardinals won yesterday and are in position to win this game and sweep it. That's a leadoff walk to Kyle Schwarber, so he's on first base with nobody out. Just a reminder, future games coming up for both of these teams, starting with the Cubs. Cubs will have an off day tomorrow, and then they'll start a 6-game homestand. They'll play 3 straight from Tuesday to Thursday against the Mets, and then they'll start a 3-game weekend series with the Red Sox before going on the road again. But they have a 6-game homestand. And then for the Cardinals also have an off day tomorrow, and then the Cardinals will finish up their homestand with 6 more games. They'll play 3 against the Rockies and 3 against the Reds before going on a 7-game road trip. Strike 3. Wilson Contreras committed to the swing according to the home plate umpire, so no appeal necessary. That's out number 1. So 1 out, top of the 9th inning. Kyle Schwarber on first base. Here's Jason Hayward. So Schwarber reached first on a walk. And then Contreras just struck out. Now Hayward up. Hayward 1 for 3. He also has a run batted in. And Hicks still throwing in triple digits. It's outside. Counts 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Ooh, too far inside. Counts 3-0. Hicks pitched well in the 8th inning, but has lost his sense of control a bit to start this 9th inning. That's strike one, so he gets on the board in this plate appearance. A sinker that traveled in at 97 miles per hour. Don't forget you're watching Major League Baseball's virtual network, brought to you by MLB The Show 20. My name is Nicholas Callis. With this network, you get 3 guaranteed games a day, and if you want to track which games are being played day to day, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel MLB Virtual Network, where you'll see all of our upcoming games in the upcoming live stream section of our homepage, and you can also follow us on Twitter at VirtualMLB. But on Twitter, our schedule is the first pinned tweet on our page, so it's staring you right in the face once you click on at VirtualMLB. You click on our Twitter page, and you can see it. That's ball 4. Just missed. A well-placed sinker, but Hayward's discipline pays off.
The center fielder, number 8, Ian Happ.
So with 1 out and 2 runners on base, Ian Happ will come to the plate. A switch hitter. Batter from the left side. Facing Jordan Hicks for the first time in this game. Schwarber on second and Hayward on first, and that's ball 1. Hicks continuing to struggle with location in this top of the 9th inning. Both the runners that reached base reached because of a walk. And now Happ ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. John Brebbia and Ryan Helsley were the last 2 pitchers to warm up in the Cardinals bullpen, and they're still warming up now. Swing and a miss, the count's 2-1. That finds the zone. It was up and outside. Happ didn't pull the trigger. That evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Contreras, the only one from the Cubs to record an out. He struck out. 2-2 pitch. 3-2's the count. And that strikeout was sandwiched between 2 walks. 3 ball, 2 strike pitch. That's outside. That's the 3rd walk issued by Jordan Hicks in this half inning.
Up next to the Cubs, the second baseman.
So now we'll see what the Cardinals want to do, but the Cubs have a train of momentum moving through now. Bases loaded, 1 out. Still an 8-run game. That's down low. Counts 1-0. Hello, Royce Lewis. Thanks for joining us. Are you just tuning in now, or have you been here the entire time? Oh, while we're waiting for that answer, might just end the game right here. Goldschmidt makes the play. Back to Hicks covering, and this game is over. Oh, sorry, Royce Lewis, you came in at the end of the game. The Cardinals just won a rather lopsided game. But thanks for tuning in anyway. 10-2 the final score. You see the outfield trio there. Celebrating, and the Cubs walking away in defeat. They got swept in this 2-game set. And this is a 2-game set between 2 division rivals, because this was supposed to be the London series. That obviously isn't taking place because of worldly circumstances right now, but I won't go over every inning of scoring that the Cardinals had, mainly because they only scored in 3 innings, but the Cardinals had 5 home runs as a team in this game. They got home runs. They got 2 from Dexter Fowler. Paul Goldschmidt went deep. Matt Carpenter went deep, as did Paul DeYoung. There were a few players in this game that recorded runs batted in, but very simply a lopsided win for the St. Louis Cardinals, who continue to lead in the NL Central. The Cardinals improved to 39-32. They still lead the division, and the Cubs fall to 34-38. And this directly affects the Cubs because, well, these 2 are in the same division, but these 2 are also back-to-back. The Cubs came into this game in 2nd place in the NL Central, but the Cubs dropped from 4.5 to 5.5 games back of the NL Central and of the Cardinals, who are in 1st place. Well, that's just about a wrap here from Busch Stadium. My name's Nicholas Callis. You've been watching this presentation of Major League Baseball's Virtual Network. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, MLB Virtual Network, and follow us on Twitter at Virtual MLB. But from Busch Stadium, Nicholas Callis here saying so long. Once again, the final score, the St. Louis Cardinals 10, the Chicago Cubs 2.